Well, welcome on to the Toby Foreman show. Glad you're joining us. Toby had the week off last week. His team had the week off with that bye week, coming at a pretty good time. You'll be able to heal some kids up and get them ready for this week as you travel. Take on the Waco Lions. You got to get another victory. You got to keep rolling to get that playoff spot you want, baby.
Yeah, it was a much-needed week off last week. We were banged up, and we were able to lick our wounds and get healthy, and that's what we definitely needed. Waco High is our next opponent, and that we're about to face, and they've been very close. They won a game early and played some really close games, but they've been really close to putting it all together, and we just hope that they don't put it all together against us, tonight.
Yeah, they've always have a good team there over the years. Had a couple down years, but seem to be coming back up at Waco High. Who do you highlight when you look at the film? Who you been seeing?
Well, they're led by their defense, and their defense is they do a great job. There's a two-way player, Lazavier Amos. He's a 2 or 3 year starter for him. He plays running back, and then he also plays. He's a safety. They play a Tampa 2 coverage, and he'll just sit there right behind their Mike Backer. He makes a lot of tackles. And then also number 88, defensive end, defensive tackle, Javon Bryant. He's a guy. I mean, you got to account for him. They got him listed at 6 foot 215. He looks a little bigger than that, but he's very quick, very physical, and he'll get after the quarterback. Also, nose guard number 90, Jordan Foley. They have him listed as 6 foot 300. And he's every bit of that. He's a hard individual to move. And then their other DND tackle, because they're in the 3-3 stack, is Jamion Dugas. He's a sophomore. Everybody else is a senior that I named. But those guys anchor their defense, as well as number 20, Jalen Good. He's a linebacker, sophomore as well, 6 foot 200, and he can go. Offensively, they're led, of course, by their quarterback, number 5, R.J. Young. And then also, of course, number 6, Lavier Amos, number 22, Mason Smith Welcome, and then their 2 leading receivers are number 1, Reggie Lewis Jr., also number 17, Marcus Chandler. Those guys both have 20-plus catches, and they try to feature those guys in the passing game. So, they'll do a good job against us, and they'll come fired up. It's a home game for them. It's a Thursday night this week. That's different. So,
yeah.
The crowd will be a little different maybe. But we expect a big crowd, and we expect a good game out of them.
How do you feel about this Thursday night game?
I like Thursday night games, especially coming off a bye week, because I've been prepping for them now for almost 2 full weeks, and they're coming off of they're coming off of a short week because they were in Red Oak last week and they didn't have as much time as I did to prepare, and so that's an advantage to to the Grey Wolves. But either way, all that stuff goes out the window when that first kickoff is made, and then it just comes down to who executes and blocks and tackles the best.
So coming out of that Red Oak game, they probably got beat up pretty good, huh?
They pulled their starters in the second half, and they were able to rest them late.
Game was out of hand.
It was, but it was close. It was 7-7, I believe, at the end of the first quarter. It was either 7-7 or 14-7. They scooped and scored, and they had a couple of interceptions. Their defense, like I said, defense plays good. They just hadn't put it all together yet, So they'll get after it. If you let them hang around, they'll definitely hang around. So that's a team that's scary. They're dangerous. They're well coached, and they got athletes.
So it's going to be similar to the Killeen-Ellison game plan then? You're just going to have to go out there and score on every possession?
Well, I mean, we always try to score on every possession, but our main thing is we got to maintain the level of defense that we played the other night, the last time we took the field against Red Oak, because, we played really well in that game.
Yeah.
Special teams-wise, we played really well as well, and that's one thing that sometimes Waco does get in trouble is with their special teams. They've had some block punts. They've given up some long returns. They've missed some extra points. That's how Ellison ended up beating them 21-20. They went for 2 and didn't get it. So there's things that you can attack them, and you've got to execute better than they do in special teams. And then, like I said, we've got to play with the same intensity on defense that we did against Red Oak. And if we'll do that, we'll be just fine, in my opinion.
All the kids are out of school all week, but they're having to come in. And football practice every day. They've come in and done their workouts every day like they're supposed to, showing up in good spirits. They get to rest for a little while before they come in, so that's always pretty good. Today I'm here on Wednesday recording this, and they have got coaches got teams going. You've got a JVB team. Is that going to Bernie to play?
We got a freshman / JVB combination game going to Bernie to play. We've got freshman A going to Waco, and then we got JVA right out here. So, we have 211 kids in the program, and so it is tough this time of the year to find games. But, I told you I would have the numbers for you last week. 211 kids in the program, and we literally had 8 that are not eligible. So we still have 201 kids, out of our 203 kids out of 211. So that's a big deal. It really is a big deal. Our kids really did a good job academically these first 2 marking periods, and so that's something we pride ourselves on. But with that comes sometimes you have a hard time finding games, because a lot of people don't have JVB games, but this week and then next week people have already canceled our freshman B games, which puts us in a bind. So it makes us travel, and so luckily we pick up games with Harker Heights. They have B games, and then Belton and Lake Belton, they'll have B games. Other than that, we played last week. We played Vandergrift and Lake Travis's B teams, and so those are not common opponents for us around here, and so but it was good
for you.
Yeah, we lost to Lake Travis's B team with our freshman B, I believe it was, or JV, I can't remember which one, by 8 points. It was a 1-possession game, and they ran a kickoff. They ran the opening kickoff back, and so it gives us an opportunity to compete with people that are in different areas, of the Syntex, and those are 2 quality programs right there. Vandergrift and Lake Travis. That's not, you're not walking out there and playing Florence's JVB team, you know what I'm saying? So
you picked up the phone, called Drew, and said, "Hey."
Yeah, well, they post on the site, and we post on the site, and so it allows us to try to get a game with them. And so next week we're actually going to go double or nothing with them with Vandergrift.
Are you?
Yeah, we are, and so that's a JV game. So we'll go up there. We'll come to them next time. And we haven't even told our kids that, but yeah. So it's just you get in that situation where you don't have games, and then you just gotta look for. And the later it gets in the season, the harder it is. This week it was extremely difficult because we play a Thursday night varsity game, so sub-varsities have to be on Wednesday. So we kind of had to. Bernie was looking and we were looking, so it just worked out that way. So 2-hour and 20-minute trip to Bernie, and if we're gonna travel that far, we better dang sure come back with a win. And that's what the plan. That's what the plan is.
That's great, though, to build your sub-varsity programs against quality opponents, man. Because that's what they're going to see. That's what they're going to see. When they go on.
You look at Malika Scare. He's committed to Texas Tech, and he'll be leaving after graduation and going there. And he started out as a freshman B teamer, and as a freshman, as a sophomore, he got off the B team and ended up playing on the A team, and then we moved him up late that year. So you want to keep, it's a minor league system. You gotta have teams. You gotta have teams to play. And so what we don't want is kids practicing all week and not being able to play anybody. And so that's something that we've been able to avoid. Coach Johns and our coaching staff do a great job of finding these games and locking them in. And our transportation and administration does a good job of supporting us because that is a tough travel. That's a tough trip.
I want to thank you for sending Coach Cchelles out to be on the show on Tuesday night. A Killeen High grad, of course, one of your coaches here, and proud Gray Wolf. I'm telling you, brother, you got him. Yeah, you got him locked in, baby.
Coach Cchelles,
he did a great job.
Coach Cchelles is not only a Killeen ISD grad. He's a Killeen High grad. He's a Texas A&M, grad. He's a scary dude, man. When I don't
imposing.
He's a scary dude. He's about 6'6", about 285, 290 pounds.
I had to adjust my camera yesterday.
He looks like he can play right now. There's been a couple games I wanted to put him in, but I didn't figure I had a uniform big enough. But no, he does a great job working with our kids. He works with the O-line and D-line. Last year he was a strength and conditioning coach. But we're lucky to have him, and he really has been an impactful individual on our kids, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and you got an Eagle here, Richard Daniels. Those 2 guys. If you think about, these are the kids that are being produced by KISD, and they're coming back and they're coaching. And I just think that's the most wonderful thing in the world, man, because they understand these kids because they were one of them.
Well, one thing that I take pride in is hiring. When I was in Beaumont, I try to hire Beaumont ISD grads.
Right.
I'm in Killeen. On our staff, you got 2 Shoemaker grads, which is William Maggart and Michael Rodriguez. Michael Rodriguez has been here since I've been here.
Yeah.
You got Richard Daniels, who actually he would have been perfect for your show last night because he played at Killeen and then he transferred and graduated from
His daughter had a volleyball
exactly.
game,
And so then you got Elijah White.
Former Killeen High
That's
quarterback.
right. Greg Brown and Ronte Cchelles all graduated from Killeen High. You got Ricardo McCrary graduated from Ellison. So I don't know if I missed anybody, but there's a good amount of guys on my staff that all are Killeen ISD grads, and I attribute that to part of the success that we've had around here is because number one, they've been where these kids are right now, and they can relate to this town. They can relate to the community. Everybody is not fit for coaching in certain places, and this has been even difficult for me adjusting to the military move-ins and move-outs, and man, there's some nights where you're just like, golly, I hope these kids stay, and you just but you're gonna being that we have so much of Fort Cavazos, Audie Murphy Middle School is 80% ours, so you have a large transfer rate out of here and in here. I mean, I've said this all season, our starting nose guard, Christian Ken Easter, I met him in August, and he started every game for us. And so that's not normal, other places I've been in the state of Texas.
Legally.
No, but it's just not normal. I think he came from, gosh, I want to say Kentucky maybe or Baltimore. It was somewhere just far off, and he didn't come, move here because he heard about Shoemaker football. It's just this is the side of town he ended up on. The other schools are similar. We just are more transit probably than the others.
Because Fort is
so
close.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's something that you have. But these coaches do a great job of getting that and meshing that together. And because this, I tell people all the time, when you play Temple or you play Midway or you play, Copper's Cove, they know where their kids are going from middle school to high school. We have no clue, even in this town, where they're going to go, and we all share feeder schools. It's just bizarre, and then they're moving in from all over. So, good luck trying to get all that together and go beat San Angelo on the road and on the freshman team. And speaking of our freshman team, right now our freshmen are 5-1. We're undefeated in district play. We lost on the last play at San Angelo, and in 3 years, our freshman record I believe is 24-2. And so that's a big deal. Our JV is 4-2 right now, A team, and our B teams, they just kind of get in where they fit in. I'm not sure what their records are, but we compete every game. Like I told you, and we almost beat Lake Travis last week's B team, and that's just a big deal. And so the fact that we can get this many kids going in the same direction in a short period of time, but all of our high school coaches that coach varsity, they also coach sub-varsity. They coach freshmen, they coach JV, and that's a big deal. It wears the coaches out, but in the end, it helps your program, come together faster and, produce positive results faster because they're getting coached by the same coach, 9th grade through 12th grade, if they'll stay here.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is great, man. Well, you're getting ready to get on the field there, Waco, taking on those Lions. Tell me about it.
Well, what we got to do is we have to come out with intensity early. We can't come out flat. It's a road game, first one we've had in a while. We hadn't really traveled, since Midlothian. So we've got to come out, clicking on all cylinders. We've got to block well. We got to tackle well. We got to hang on the football. And if we'll do that for 4 quarters, we'll come out of this game victorious.
All right. Good luck, Toby, and we'll see you in a little while.
Thank you, Dan. And as always, go Grey Wolves.
You're watching I-14 Sports Network.